Hey guys, we have a brand new video over here where I want to go make a topic that I've kind of been seeing floating around a lot, especially when it comes to the whole VTubing sphere. Now, as you guys may or may not know, I have been kind of seeing the VTubing world, I guess, from my own random flesh tuber eyes. And I've seen a lot of inconsistencies and things that I do not appreciate and I do not approve, mainly in two regards, where number one, YouTube, for some odd reason, has a somewhat small censorship issue when it comes to VTubers. And we kind of know that YouTube itself utilizes a lot of AI and also does like to do things such as facial recognition, such as someone like me who is actually using my real face, or as well throughout thumbnails. Maybe in case in point, look at almost every single one of Mr. Beast's thumbnails. It will usually go and shove an algorithm a lot more if it's showing actual human faces, emotion, expressions, or whatever it might be. Now, there's a little bit of a bias towards this. I think a lot of people have noticed this, and I'm going to showcase up a few examples as well, such as from Kenji, who famously, maybe about a year ago or so, had pretty much his entire YouTube account shadowbanned for God knows why. But as well, we're also now seeing this instance too, where a YouTuber is basically getting censored by YouTube, and once again, people are calling out these big media platforms such as Twitch and YouTube for censoring VTubers in the first place. Now, I think I can somewhat say this because I am, as I've mentioned, a man, just with normal, face, whatever. But as well, I've also covered the same exact videos, although somewhat slightly more fine-tuned out, but I think I'm also a good person to call this out and kind of bring attention towards it. Will anyone care at the end of the day? No, but it should be an entertaining gossip video regardless, and I feel bad for all my VTuber colleagues, or if I do become a VTuber in the future, if this happens to me, that's gonna suck. So if you guys enjoy the video, feel free to subscribe if you guys would like to, and of course, I should keep on mentioning my socials down below if any of you guys are curious, because I have been doing Twitch streams again, and hopefully we can do our debut soon. So those will all be linked down below. So we actually had a kind of big, intriguing story I saw as of today, where a Leafit VT actually had their own video reacting to the Nina Lin situation completely removed. And this is horrible. So not only was it not just demonetized, which would suck by its own instance because that usually stops and calms down reach, doesn't recommend the video to other people, etc., but as well it was removed. It was a copyright strike against their account. Now, it's not like a full-on ban per se, but in theory, this can lead to a ban. And of course, it also can lead to issues with your whole overall channel. It's like if you have one video that's striked against it, we've seen many instances where a channel, you get one strike, you get one yell at, you do one thing slightly wrong, then your channel actually can get pulled out of the algorithm and completely ruined. Especially if you're live this stuff for money, it's not good. So YouTube just removed one of my videos due to a nudity and sexual content policy. The video was me reacting to a video about exposing the platform Twitch for unbanning one of their streamers after reiterated sexual abuse cases she did on stream. The video I reacted to is still there, and I didn't add anything of sexual nature added to the video. The original video and many others, summing up millions of views, are still on the platform, while mine, for some odd reason, was removed. And at Team YouTube, how come you're allowing some videos of the cases, including the one I reacted to on YouTube, but not allowing mine? Is it because that they're larger content creators? And of course, this did go once again stem to the fact that, they might be a VTuber and they might have a really bad unbiasedness towards the reach and also the channel. As we've also probably seen on Twitch, trying to go and make it a lot of both sides. We've seen Twitch very often, for God knows why, want to go and yell at VTubers. We've seen actual women themselves, which I think if anyone, if you break the rules, you should get yelled at and have repercussions of it all. But we've seen real women that will do and leak inappropriate materials of their body. I just don't know what I can say on YouTube. But you see some things flown around a little bit that probably shouldn't be shown, and then it might lead towards other websites and other money. Now, I've never knocked on people who do that, but I do knock on people who do that in the abuse of the terms of service and then get a 3-day ban. And then when I'm seeing VTuber women with beautifully crafted models, and then they go get 2 weeks banned for having a little hip slit or something like that. Nothing even that inappropriate. When you can see the real thing on Twitch with real women and then they get a 3-day ban. Sometimes that stuff has never made sense to me. So once again, there always seems like there's a big bias towards VTubers. And I don't like that. I think that's stupid. Once again, YouTube has now been removing videos where even after they went and tried to appeal the video, it was never actually fixed. Now, I'm a little bit upset about this because if you guys have seen on my channel, which by the way, I keep saying thank you for anyone who's subscribed or watched all my videos. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here. because I just randomly am just doing stuff here I think that either I would like to talk about or make. So hopefully you guys are along for the road. Not every video is gonna be the best or might be weird topics, but I'm experimenting. But I made this video the other day because I was, I've just been talking a lot about these subjects, etc. I don't want to keep on bringing stuff on up. But I made the video saying Nina Lin is evil. Here's why. And it's this one that's right there. You guys can see it. And it did relatively well. I thank you guys for watching, if you guys did. But my video is fully monetized. My video throughout that entire instance, even when I showed various clips, although it was more so her reactions of it all, not necessarily the actual actions themselves, because of that, my video was monetized. I had 0 issues. It seems like it was pushed. It's still getting passive views. And of course, it allowed me to go and speak about what I thought about it. But that's kind of the problem, because apparently there's been a big instance once again where this kind of does not get okay. Like it doesn't get okayed by YouTube, etc. I do believe the video they probably reacted to was Moist Criticals. So I don't want to show too much of it just in case, so I can kind of more so get their message out. But like this was probably the video. They mentioned the video still had 3 million views. 3 million views in this current instance. And of course, Charlie did a very good job of discussing like, hey, this is not a good thing. That Twitch should have banned her, should be more hardcore on her, etc. And they did go and show quite a few different examples and etc. Kind of like what I've taught about overall, So they saw this video, which is currently monetized. This video is currently monetized. Still has 3 million views, getting views overall. And I think it was an important message. Like this is actually a good video. I'd recommend people check it out. So someone is just reacting to this entire thing, which I'm sure you guys can understand, is someone just sitting here watching this all, and this video is being monetized, and then you try to go and re-upload your thoughts of it all, which reaction stuff is relatively normal. I'll probably even throw some of that on my own channel itself if it's relevant, although I do kind of like making standalone content like this, but sometimes reaction stuff might work out, or from my Twitch stream, whatever. I think that's fine. So if you guys don't mind, but it's crazy because the actual original video has never had a strike. They're still making money off it, which I don't mind. Like they put in the work, make the money, go for it. That's totally fine. I agree with the message as well. But it sucks if someone's reacting to it all and they see this and then they get screwed over. Like I feel bad. Like this Leafit person is unironically, I feel like getting screwed over and targeted. Now, is it because of just the case of the video? Perhaps. But it does also feel like there's always been a big bias when it comes to VTubers. Like if you ever go and do all this type of stuff, you go and screw through almost everything over here on VTubing. There is just so much stuff in the VTubing world. Like it's just, oh, I got banned. I'm getting shadow banned. People, blah, blah, like just so much, so much. And I do want to maybe go and show this as well for Kenji, because this can completely ruin your channel. Like one strike can completely ruin your career if you want to become a YouTuber. And that's the dangers of streaming on YouTube or making YouTube videos. Because Kenji made this about a year ago. And because I remember this a year ago, like Kenji's probably one of my, I don't really watch too many streamers or even VTubers. I have a lot of VTuber friends from like, just colleagues and friends of friends. You collab and keep talking, whatever. But Kenji is probably one rare men I usually watch. Like this guy to me is funny. I just saw him buy his mama house. Like that's goated. But people are shown over here where there's this random sudden drops. You have these views where in June he was getting 5.8 million views. Then July, 2 million. Like it gets more than halved overall. There's a massive instantaneous decrease where it just completely flatlines. And these are all views and videos getting passive views. And they were like, hey, I thought it was my own channel or whatever, but he did more research and 400 videos on their channel got flatlined all at the same exact time. They weren't getting suggested. They weren't in the algorithm. They weren't being pushed or whatever. So I took a few random videos from the channel to compare the stats. One from 2022, 2023, and 2024. And you can kind of see they all, if I can make this a little bit bigger for you all, had a big flat line the same exact day. These are better examples where it was getting a few passive views and then it went to basically 0. Same over here, had some viewership, nothing crazy, but I had some, 0. And as well, this one, which was still in the algorithm slightly, but it still had a massive drop-off point to viewership below the entire historic average of it all. And then it gets a little bit of passive. Same with this. You're seeing little baby dots, but nothing much. And this is where it could get scary, because if you go and have these old school video views or whatever it might be, or one knock against your channel, it can get completely ruined. Completely ruined too as well. So they're saying they were not 100% not getting suggested too. Because there's false demonetization issues. There's issues with your videos getting suggested. YouTube support sucks. And then tweeting seems like the only way to get a response that isn't automated, which exactly what happened over here, where they got a random response and they said just appeal it. And they already said we'd try to appeal it and reject it, and that's why we're making this post about it. So I feel bad about this overall, because this was a serious issue, and I actually was very happy seeing people bring it to light, because I agreed with most of these takes. So it's sad to see that YouTube seems like it's still censoring VTubers for no reason. And as I've mentioned, we've been seeing a huge, massive issue with this on Twitch too as well. And that's not cool. I don't like this. So I kind of want to make a video kind of complain about this because I'm not really sure what else you can do, but it sucks that my video is still getting views and getting monetized and getting money on it. Like, I mean, granted, it's like a few dollars if that, but still it stinks that someone who might be speaking out for something that I, as you guys have probably seen in the channel, are very vocal about myself. And it makes me sad seeing that this happened. So give me your thoughts down below. I don't think VTubers should always be unfairly prosecuted on Twitch, on YouTube. And I've seen many instances of just unfair and unjust bans, and I don't like seeing that. And I think I can call it out as a normal flesh guy because it seems like I'm skating around the rules. If I ever want to go and just enjoy, I guess, the world of VTubing, I might have to go and set myself up for some really unfair expectations. So I appreciate you guys all for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you guys want, or put on the notifications or whatever. Or check out the links down below if you guys would like. And I appreciate you guys all for watching. Hopefully Leafit can get all their situations sorted sooner than later.